What's up, War Room? Welcome back. Joe and Connor, fresh off recording a nice, crisp 30-minute podcast. Going to answer as many of your December War Room questions as we can. Any ones we don't hit, I'll stuff into an Insomnia Discord mailbag at some point. We'll get to them all. CR, how we feeling?
Feeling good. I like when we go through this because it allows me to catch up on the chaos of the Discord. I also was randomly, as you saw me looking down to start, I went down. I do this with my teams every once in a while, especially when we release like a product that reminds me of something. I was looking at the uniform history of the Jets. Gridiron-uniforms.com literally has every year going back to when they were the Titans.
Oof.
Because I always, not always forget, but when we released the beanies that look really cool, I like the black in them and everything, that the 90s Jets, a lot of them had black trim in the uniform. And I really like those uniforms. But the problem is whenever I say that, the olderish, not old, but olderish Jet fans are like, God, that era was terrible. I hate that. And I kind of started to understand that take because now when I look back at I call them the Gase uniforms.
Oh, God. Gotham Green.
I feel like there'll be a time in my life, and we're far from it, Joe, but like 15 years from now, where kids will find those cool, and we'd have the reaction of, I hate those uniforms because it was the worst era of Jets football of my life.
My two sons have, and I didn't buy it for them, my two sons have Aaron Rodgers Gotham Green jerseys, which have been given away. Now they have Garrett Wilson new jerseys, which are nice and fresh. They got some T-shirts, they got some Badlands gear, but we got those Rodgers Gotham Green jerseys the hell up out of this house as fast as possible.
I haven't asked you. This is a good time. I didn't even do this on purpose. What do you think of the Rivalry logo and uniform?
I don't love it. It's not the most inspiring thing to me. I don't know. I just feel like they always kind of miss the mark with these things. And it's probably a function of age. And maybe they're trying to do something that's like a little more like, I don't know, like modern or soccer inspired. I don't know what they're really going for with it. But we were kind of like, we were batting this around in the chat today. And we were like, like not really. I like the current jerseys. I like some of the changes that they've made.
Jets have nice uniforms.
But yeah, I was like, I'm not going to be in a rush to buy this. I do have, when they wore the Titans jerseys in 2009, I have that Revis jersey. It's one of my favorite jerseys. Not that I wear it that often anymore, but it's a nice jersey. This one, I'm like, I don't know, man. What did you think?
So I'm always careful with uniforms now until I see them on the field.
Yeah.
Like there's a world where I think this uniform might look okay on the field, but when they first showed the pics of it months ago, I didn't like it. Now, what I saw the Jets actually tweet out tonight, the end zones are pretty cool. Like the skyline with the big Jets logo. One thing that just, because this is front and center of it, I hate the alt logo for the Jets. Like it's a plane, but
it's kind of a plane, but like, is it a plane or?
It's supposed to be a plane, but it almost looks like a fishing lure or something to me. It's not distinct enough as a plane. I hate that alt logo. I'm sure there's people that like it and rep it, and it's all subjective. But I don't like that logo. The logo that's the Jets profile picture on Twitter right now, the NY with that plane over it, it looks bootleg to me. Like it looks like something you'd see on the corner in New York City of like a not licensed merchandise hat. So the color, once again, it might look cool on the field, especially in the winter in like a rainy game. It really might.
Yeah.
But Nike right now, they're doing this with every sport, it seems like, because baseball has the City Connects. That's the baseball version of and some City
It's like when the Red Sox wear those yellow jerseys.
Yeah,
everyone's
for
like,
the marathon.
Yeah.
Some of the City Connects really hit. A lot of them don't. I hate the Mets grays. It's horrendous. They look like the Rockies, like a weird version of the Rockies. It feels like the Rivalry NFL uniforms have totally missed the mark. I didn't like New England's.
No, neither did I.
I didn't like Miami's. I think the problem is, too, when you do it with teams that just naturally already have good uniforms. The Jets finally landed on a good uniform. This era of the Jets uniform looks good. Yeah. The Patriots, say what you want about them. The Patriots have a good-looking uniform. Like Miami going back to their throwback more look. It's a good-looking uniform. So that's what kind of makes this whole Rivalry release just like, I don't really need this for any reason right now. Color Rush was better.
Yeah, I agree. We're very blessed, speaking of logos, that we kind of nailed the Badlands logo, and we do have it trademarked. It was like it was just like first shot, it kind of came out great. We're like, wow,
Yeah, my buddy Pete,
it's awesome.
who
Like,
is ironically a Patriots fan, but he's the man and was just a great friend and was like, I want to do this. And this has been years now we've had this logo, and we've had no reason to rebrand because it's such a perfect logo.
The nice thing about it is, like, you could even like not be fully a Jets fan or just be from Jersey and be like, oh, like Badlands. Yes, the logo. Particularly when we were overseas, we got a lot of compliments. Like, I love the name. I love the logo. I was like, all right, we got the style down there at least. Again, badlandstoj.com for that beanie. All right. First one from Mr. Rosen. If Dante Moore enters this draft, is he the one you trade up for? Also thinking of free agency, Isaiah Likely could be available. He'd be a great speed complement to Mason Taylor. I don't disagree. I don't know if the Ravens would let him walk. I like Isaiah Likely's game a lot, and I wouldn't mind if the Jets had another pass-catching tight end to complement Ruckert's blocking, which he's really thrived at, and Mason Taylor's all-around game. With Dante Moore, I'm actually fascinated to hear your response on this. Is he the guy? Okay, he changed his mind. He comes out. Is he the guy that you trade multiple ones and jump from 8 to 1 to go get, or 8 to 2 to go get?
He's got the tool set that I'd think about it. You obviously have to go through the full process. I always now have the cowardly, like, kind of, wet feet when I get asked these kinds of things in December, and it's December 2nd, because, my process has gotten so much deeper over the years at quarterback specifically, because, like, you just go back to something as simple as Zach Wilson. You watch the tape, all the talent in the world. Yeah, the schedule was soft. And Dante Moore's a one-year starter, so that's your number one concern. But at least he plays tougher opponents than Zach did. But, you want to learn about the person and the leadership and where they're at. And he's a young guy that's got to fill out. And you'd have to have a real plan for him to sit, in my opinion, for almost a year. But the raw ability, I think it's real. Like, I'm very excited about the idea of what Dante Moore can become. And I think he's more talented than Mendoza. I think Mendoza today is the more pro-ready quarterback with the higher floor. But, I have thought a little bit, like, if Moore comes out in this class, there is a really good chance he's my number one quarterback. And then we'd start to have that combo if he's the guy you move not all the assets, but some assets for. So, yeah, I would say he's the one that's most likely to be in that combo if he declared.
I am really excited for Mendoza against Ohio State this weekend. Me too. It's just, as a Jet fan, it's going to be a fascinating game to watch.
I hope he plays great. Like,
so do I. Yeah.
I'm not one of those people that's like, I just want to be right about everything I said months ago. That's not how this goes at all. It's more of a, like, keep getting better, man. Like, what you think about a college player before a new season, like, you want them to get better. You're not trying to be right about your previous scouting.
If you're a Jet fan, you want him to play great. You want Simpson to finish the year great and get into the draft. You want Moore to declare. You want all that kind of chaos at the top. Right. It's going to open up the optionality for you. You want multiple options you feel good about. And it's an important homework assignment for Jet fans Saturday too, because as you said on the Sunday pod, there's like 7 people on Ohio State's defense or team overall that the Jets could end up drafting.
I think one will be a Jet. It's my take right now.
So it's like you got to watch that game. It's almost as important as watching Sunday's game. And I've also been tight to Ohio State all year because of the Downs podcast. So it's been fun to kind of like have a college football team. Sure, of course, they're the best team. So it's good to root for a winner every week. But it's going to be a very interesting weekend. Next one here, also draft-centric, from Murbob96. With the uptick in 12-13 personnel usage and the need for the team to add a pass catcher, why are Kenyon Sadiq in round 1 or Max Klein in round 2 not being talked about more? I'm no film expert, but they both seem to be pluses in both the run game and the pass game, especially with Sadiq because he could be moved around the formation, whether it's in line or in the slot. What do you think about these two?
Well, I think the simple answer to that question is, and it's not that they shouldn't be talked about, Sadiq is going to go in round 1. Claire's a good player that I don't think he's had the year at Ohio State people were hoping for. I watched the summer tape and I'm like, this guy could be a top 20 pick. And I think he's going to be more of a day 2 guy now. But I think that's the reasoning is look at the top tight ends and like tight end you can find, especially since you already have Mason Taylor here, you can find that guy on day 2. I mean, just look at George Kittle, Trey McBride, Sam Laporta, Tucker Kraft. On and on it goes.
Yep.
You try to play the numbers, And the numbers will tell you you have just as good of a chance of finding a high-end tight end outside of round 1 that you do, within. So I think that the Jets would rather use that premium first-round capital. We've already seen it. Like, we don't have a lot to go off of with this regime, but to their credit, they used a top 10 pick on a tackle, and it looks genius right now. Absolutely genius. Where they'll probably use their first-round picks until they're in a really positive place at wide receiver, pass rusher.
Yep.
And like Arvell Reese is, yes, he's an off-ball linebacker, but he's a pass rusher too. So he falls into that bucket. This kind of has me going down a rabbit hole right now. I just want to look at tight ends taken in recent years. It just feels like the first round tight end, things can always change. Like Tyler Warren was taken in the first round this year. He's great.
Yeah.
Right. So that's an easy one where you go right there. And Brock Bowers was in the first round and he's great. But, like Kincaid's been disappointing, in my opinion, for a first round tight end. And then you just look at all these guys. Kyle Pitts, top 5 pick, disappointment.
Unless he's playing the Jets, he's a disappointment.
Yeah, and then he has his best games ever. So I think to really answer the question, I like Sadiq, I like Claire, but I believe in this regime finding that tight end 2 in this offense outside of round 1.
All right, let's keep talking tight ends. From Jet Fan Smack, what is the consensus on Mason Taylor right now? Pros, 21-year-old rookie, playing a ton of reps at a hard position to learn, catching the ball when it's thrown to him, showing good hands, pretty average blocker. Cons, never really draws targets, less productive than many other tight ends, including a few rookies. Very little yak, pretty awful pass blocking metrics, though that's less important than his run blocking metrics. Do we think he's a guy that we can count on to be TE1 next season, or do we try to take another step forward at the position? So sort of a step back on Mason Taylor. I don't know if I've seen, and maybe I'm missing some of it in the film or the metrics, where he's been like a massive liability in pass pro. I also feel like he's very commonly like out running routes. Like he's not doing a ton of pass pro. I think he's been pretty good. I think it's really hard to play tight end at being his age. Now I get guys with seeing like, I don't know, Fannin on the Browns making a few more plays and being like, well, why can't Mason Taylor do more?
Yeah, but Fannin can't play on the line of scrimmage. So it's
different.
You're talking
players.
About a big wide receiver and a tight end. They're not the same position, everyone. They're not.
And I'd also say, and I know the Browns have their quarterback issues as well, the Jets have not they've actually schemed Taylor open a few times, and the quarterbacks have missed it. Like he should have had a walk-in touchdown last week where, he should have you add 1 catch, 17 yards, and a touchdown to his stats last week, you feel better about it, and he should have had it. I'd like to see them throw to him down the seam a little more. I'd like to see them get some screens going to him. He's not a complete player yet, but I see no reason to think he won't be their starting every down tight end next year. I think he's so young, and it's not easy I think he's going to catch like 50-plus balls this year. That's not easy to do as a rookie and he's not a liability as a blocker consistently. So I'm happy with that pick. I think we've gotten maybe slightly more than we expected, or around what we expected. I want to see how he finishes out. Does he have 3 more touchdowns the rest of the season? Does he have a game where he has 6 catches for 85 yards instead of, the 3 for 30 he's getting every week? Overall, I'm pretty happy with it. I would say Membu's been like an A+, and Taylor's been like a B or a B+.
Yeah, I would agree. It's one of those things where Membu, like Sauce's rookie year, is playing so far outside the realistic scope of a rookie that you look at Mason Taylor and you might feel underwhelmed. And then you kind of take a step back and realize for a second round rookie that, tight end, man, like as a rookie, you usually see guys with more defined roles, but Mason Taylor is asked to play on the line of scrimmage. He's asked to play off the line of scrimmage. He's asked to pass block. He's asked to run block. He's asked to catch the ball. So I think with everything that's been put on his plate, he's been pretty good. I figured the metrics the person was alluding to was his PFF pass blocking grade. That's a 33.5. But what you have to realize with that, one, he's actually 2 of the last 3 weeks, he's had a 74 and a 77.2, which is very high because you only have so many opportunities to improve off the baseline grade, which is like a 67 or something like that. So that means he's doing significantly above average. But the lows come from, those lows that were in the beginning of the year can come from like Justin Fields holding the ball for
Yes.
6 seconds and you give up a pressure. And I'm not making excuses for Mason Taylor. He has not been perfect as a pass blocker, but I don't really think pass blocking grade on PFF for tight end is something to live and die by. I think the eye test, he's been pretty solid. And yeah, you just feel good about where he's at right now, his trajectory. And that's what you have to remember when you draft younger players, that, there's a difference of looking like a guy looking lost, like that just shouldn't be out there, and a guy that's kind of chugging along steady. It feels like Mason Taylor's been chugging along steady, which is a good baseline for him to build off of next year, compared to like we've seen guys in the past where you kind of get this like chilly feeling when they're out there. You're like, I don't know. I mean, we've seen it this year. Expectations are different because they were day 3 picks, but like Arian Smith and Tyler Barron looked like they had no business being out there. Kiko has had some moments where you're like, man, he's swimming in it, his head's spinning. So you could tell the difference right away, and I've never felt that way about Mason Taylor this year.
He feels smooth, like he looks comfortable catching the football. Like he's never like double catching it. He's a key guy to watch these remaining 5-6 games. It's tough. He's made a couple
through some injuries.
Yeah, it's important for him to finish the season strong, and I don't know if we'll see it or not, but to see him, Garrett, Mitchell, Mechie out there together for Tyrod would certainly be interesting. All right.